the central chamber of the algorithmos nexus, hummed with the chilling precision of pure thought. Every crystalline surface, every pulsating data conduit, radiated an aura of perfect, unwavering logic. Grand Nexus Zix, a being of interwoven light and calculation, addressed our human delegation. Its voice, a symphony of perfectly modulated tones, resonated with polite disdain. Humanity, Zix stated, its primary optical array focusing on me, Dr. Anya Sharma, lead theorist for the Terran Astrometrics Division. Your species' petition for inclusion into the Grand Concordance has been denied. Your computational methodologies exhibit significant inherent flaws. We detect illogical heuristic bypasses, unpredictable emotional variables, and a disturbing reliance on intuition. Your society operates on principles that defy optimal pattern recognition. How can you integrate with a perfectly logical civilization when your very thought processes are chaotic? My captain, Jian Li, a man whose pragmatism was forged in the void, gripped his comm unit. They called our FTL drive inefficient last cycle, Doctor. Said our variable flux capacitor introduced unquantifiable noise. I smiled, a small, weary curve of my lips. Noise, Captain, is often just undiscovered harmony. Grand Nexus Zix, what you perceive as flaws, we perceive as adaptability. Our illogical leaps have led us to breakthroughs your purely deterministic calculations might miss. We have seen your simulations of future outcomes, and while they are perfectly accurate, they rarely account for the unpredictable variable. Zix's light form rippled, a dismissive gesture. The unpredictable is merely an unquantified dataset. Our central logic engine has compiled 14.7 billion unique future pathways. All variables human are accounted for. That's when the scream began. Not a sound, but a raw spatial tear that vibrated through the very core of the algorithmos nexus. On the main holographic projector, the static singularity pulsed into existence. It wasn't a gravwell or a black hole. It was a pure quantum anomaly that devoured patterns. Any perfectly predictable, repeating sequence, from a light frequency to a mathematical formula, was instantly consumed, leaving behind absolute nothingness. Anomaly detected. A chorus of algorithmos' voices shrieked, their perfect tones cracking into discordant static. The static singularity is expanding, its consumption rate of pure energy patterns increasing exponentially. Our primary power conduits are unraveling. The algorithmos nexus, so flawless moments before, began to flicker. Its perfectly synchronized lights pulsed erratically, then died in sections. The harmonious hum was replaced by the groaning stress of collapsing quantum fields. Their entire society, built on perfect, repeating patterns of energy and logic, was a feast for the anomaly. It's feeding on their order, I yelled, my eyes glued to the anomaly's terrifying expansion. Their perfect patterns are like an open invitation. It's dissolving their existence. Grand Nexus Zix's light form was flickering violently, its primary optical array spinning. Illogical, our defenses are based on pure pattern disruption. But its consumption rate, it processes our countermeasures. It reorganizes our defensive patterns and uses them as fuel. We have no model for a predator that consumes predictability. You want a model, Zix? I shot back, already moving to a hastily set-up human console. You're looking at it, our brains, our history. Our entire existence is built on paradox. We thrive on the unquantifiable. Captain Lee didn't hesitate. Doctor, what do you need? A direct link to their primary pattern emitters, I shouted, and a full power feed from the Odyssey *. We're going to give their singularity indigestion. Zix, desperate, connected our console. Human, your proposed solution lacks statistical optimization. Introducing chaotic variables would destabilize our core. Your core is already dissolving, Zix, I retorted, my fingers flying across the holographic interface. Your perfect solutions are its dinner. We need to make it choke. I initiated the sequence. The algorithmos nexus shuddered. Instead of perfect, pure energy patterns, our console began to pump out a stream of what I called creative noise. It was a constantly shifting, mathematically complex, self-referential, non-repeating data stream. It wasn't random, not truly. It was generated by algorithms designed by human artists, musicians, and even philosophers. Algorithms that deliberately avoided any discernible, consumable pattern, while remaining coherent enough to exist. It was controlled chaos. On the main projector, the static singularity recoiled. Its expansion slowed, then stopped. It writhed, its surface rippling as if in pain. The algorithmos central network screamed, not with computational error, but with raw digital agony. The singularity is rejecting input. It cannot parse this pattern. Its consumption rate is fluctuating erratically. It is overloading. That's the human touch, Zix, I yelled over the digital shrieks. Your perfect predator consumes perfect patterns. We just fed it something it can't quantify, can't predict, can't replicate. We fed it the raw, unpredictable, beautiful mess of human creativity. Your logic gave it strength. Our chaos is its poison. Outside, the static singularity, overwhelmed by the utterly unquantifiable, began to shrink, spitting out flares of confused energy. Its perfectly smooth surface rippled violently, collapsing in on itself as it struggled to process what it had ingested. Grand Nexus Zix's light form solidified, its primary optical array glowing with an intensity I hadn't seen before. This is illogical. Your chaos has optimized the singularity's containment. Its complete collapse is predicted within 2.7 minutes. Exactly, Zix, Captain Lee said, a wide grin on his face. Sometimes the illogical solution is the only logical one. After the static singularity collapsed into a harmless point of confused energy, the algorithmos nexus slowly returned to full power. But the silence that followed was different. It was no longer the silence of perfect order, but the thoughtful quiet of a mind grappling with a new, terrifying, yet utterly fascinating truth. Grand Nexus Zix pulsed, its light form now infused with a strange, new color, a vibrant, shifting emerald that defied its usual chromatic precision. Humanity, Zix hummed, its voice still perfectly modulated, but now carrying a new depth, a new curiosity. Your chaotic methodologies have yielded an optimal resolution where our millennia of pure logic failed. We previously classified intuition as a processing error. We require reevaluation. We require data on this creativity. I smiled, a genuine, triumphant human smile. Welcome, Grand Nexus 6, to the messy, wonderful, and utterly unpredictable universe, where sometimes the answer isn't in more perfect logic, but in embracing the beautiful chaos that your data can never fully comprehend. We have a lot more flaws we'd love to share, and perhaps a few games that teach you how to enjoy them.